So what you're seeing is a setup for a ED classroom. Here you have the rules of an ED classroom. Here you have the entrance of an ED classroom using conscious discipline, where a kid has to choose to have a ritual in coming into the classroom, creating a safe place, letting the kids know that we care. The stop sign is utilized for students who have that impulse of eloping, to remind them to stop, think, and decide. Stop, think, and decide. Of course, you have the schedule. You have the daily commitment where all students make, and teacher make, a daily commitment. You have the schedule posted, and you have strategies to utilize from conscious discipline where students can use when they become upset. You have a front board here, a calendar, events, behavior incentives. You have affirmations, positive quotes. You have conscious discipline, misbehaved tools. Of course, what I love is this wheel, is the type of questions that a student should use. Red is something that I normally stay away from, which is stay away from. Yellow is something where I start with and move forward to the green section. Of course, with that is applying Bloom's taxonomy. I've always have a morning message. Of course, you have what is listed, so what are you going to teach as far as your objective for math, reading, and science. I love this piece right here because it lets the students know about their brain and the state of which their brain is in. There are 3 states of brain according to conscious discipline. With that being said, I always have for students to look at is procedures. Of course, I have and utilize this for the last 23 years, is applying how are they thinking questions and activities. Here's a look. Here's a look. Going all the way down. Of course, I have things marked as far as materials, books and supplies, library, a game center for socialization where the kids can play. Of course, as far as stations, I haven't completed it all yet, but my stations will be as such. This is a phonics station expectation to where I list the standard and I list the objective and I provide directions for the students so they could do this on their own. All my stations would be this way. Of course, you have technology where the students, do technology. A space, their lockers is a space where they keep their possessions. And this particular area is a safe place where students can utilize when they get upset. And this is also from conscious discipline. A student comes in who's upset, comes to the back, they identify their feelings, they either use the breathing strategy to calm them down, and step 3, I choose to think by, meaning they could use these 6 items to utilize to express their thoughts. course, I have a guided reading center here. Another technology. I utilized or came up with this right here, a race to the top. A race to the top is where I capture students who displays respect, positive attitude, compassion, and effort. And now you know, of course, I have several students who did this the first day of school. This is not an everyday thing, but when I capture this, I kind of focus this at the end of the day, letting the students know that they did these 4 things. Of course, I will establish a school store. This is based on the students' interests. Of course, I have a word wall. Now this what drives my classroom, a behavioral level system. The kids actually chose their characters, and all students starts at level 1 for 10 days. Successful days, let me make that clear. Level 2 for 10 days. Level 2 star for 10 days. Level 3 for 15 days. Level 4 for 10 days. Level 4 star for 10 days. Level 5 for 15 days. And level 6. And my motto for this classroom, and I think it's very important that all students need to know that it is never given, but always earned. With that being said, my rules of the classroom, and back to the safe space, etc. Certain type of social skills that I covered the first week: conflict resolution, respect in the classroom, and more importantly, let me share this, is a area in the classroom where their work is posted. And this will have their picture and a piece of check work weekly. Okay. And last but not least, I have an area where we do our morning meeting. And of course, I have an area to where their work are displayed outside. This particular area is it's called Star Student, where you have their work listed monthly, and I have an objective there to match it. And of course, at my school system, it is the BES, but it's an ED population, and this is my board to where I will soon have filled out. It consists of my principal. Of course, I have a picture of my teacher, paraprofessional, and behavior tech, whomever working in the classroom. I will have a goal of the BES program. This is district-wide. I will have instructional practices that I utilize in the classroom. I will have strategies that I utilize in the classroom. I will have incentives that I utilize in the classroom. And this incentive is driven by PBIS, Positive Behavior Intervention, and of course data. Data is driven as far as behavior data, and of course newsletter, and more importantly, the student of the month, and also the student of the week. This is a setup of a ED classroom, better known as a behavioral emotional support classroom, to service students with behavioral needs in a self-contained area. Last look, creating a safe place. Daily commitment. Morning message. An area where supplies are. Student work sample. creating a safe place where a student can go de-escalate, behavioral level systems, place for school store and word wall, and more importantly, and I want to end with my motto: never given, always earned. Thank you very much. My name is Dr. Gregory Lee.